The midsummer cool down is on the way, and many are calling it the summer version of the polar vortex that sent temperatures plunging last winter. Remember those? Much of the nation can expect another dose of polar air, and at a time when people are accustomed, of course, to steamy weather. Morning temperatures could dip below 50 degrees in some places, potentially setting seasonal and even all-time records. Meteorologist George Wright is the chair of the Atmospheric Sciences section of the National Academy of Sciences right here in New York, and he joins us in our New York studio. Welcome to Arise America.
Hi, Debbie.
You're busy for usually other reasons around this time of the year with, tornadoes and inclement weather, wildfires. And so now we have this something akin to a polar vortex. So first of all, I want you to explain sort of what the weather system is doing that's going to cause these temperatures to fall.
Well, in the atmosphere, the most important thing that we look at is the jet stream. The jet stream drives weather systems, it intensifies them. And what we have is a situation where there's cross-polar flow. So the flow is coming down from the north. And in meteorology, it's fairly simple. If the winds are blowing from the south, it's warmer. And if the winds are blowing from the north, it's cooler. So what's happening now is the jet stream is like an S shape now, and the S is bringing the cooler air over North America.
And I read in some of the articles today that there is even, though, some debate about whether or not this is a polar vortex. Some of the purists in meteorology are saying that it's not really. Is it or isn't it?
Well, the polar vortex is an average pattern that sits over the North Pole. So this time of year, the polar vortex is actually near the North Pole or over the North Pole. But what happens is what we call the circumpolar vortex, which is an area of jet stream winds that go around the Arctic. So it's a little bit south over southern Canada. And when that jet stream dips south into North America, we get the cooler air, and we also get severe weather, and that's what we're looking at now.
All right, so paint the picture of the areas of the country that this is going to affect.
Well, right now, it looks like it'll be affecting the northern plains. Temperatures will be falling into the upper 40s and lower 50s across northern Minnesota, which is about 15 degrees below normal. A low of 53 degrees in Chicago tonight. New York City will moderate a little bit. Temperatures will be in the 60s, and temperatures will only get into the 70s for tomorrow across the upper Midwest. So you're looking at pretty much from Missouri up into the Dakotas, and then later on this week, by Thursday morning, we'll feel a nice September-like breeze in New York City on Thursday.
It's so funny because we'll complain about how chilly it's going to get, and then as soon as it gets hot again, we'll say, dadgummit, it is so hot.
That's right.
Other than the falling temperatures, what will this system, what kind of weather will it produce?
Well, when I mentioned the jet stream, what it does is it also adds energy to weather systems. So if you have a thunderstorm, the jet stream will actually intensify the updraft, and that could also create rotation because you have a stronger wind aloft than you have at the surface, and you also have some directional changes with height, and that starts to rotate a thunderstorm. And every time you have a rotating thunderstorm, you could also have a very severe thunderstorm, and that could also lead to tornadoes. So there's a possibility of severe weather anywhere from Hartford all the way down to St. Louis tonight into tomorrow. And there could be some heavy rain and flooding in the New York City area.
And as you said, by the end of the week, the temperatures are going to go back up, so it's not going to last that long.
That's right. It looks like it'll be moderating temperatures near normal, Thursday, Friday. And then the long range next week, it looks like it'll be fairly seasonable. And then another little dip in the jet stream, probably around maybe late this month. Another blast of cooler air maybe for the northern plains, but not as bad as this one.
Now, I don't know that I've ever heard anyone talk about a polar vortex before in life, before last winter. So is this system of pushing the jet stream down so low with this cold air coming in behind it, does this happen every year and we just haven't noticed it before, or is this unique to this year?
Well, the polar vortex, that's been in meteorology textbooks for many years. And what it is when we talk about a vortex, we talk about a rotating mass of air. And typically, on average, it's up over near the North Pole. And what happened last winter is we did have it drop down a little bit farther south than normal, and that created that brutal cold. And here we have a situation where we have a little branch of that polar vortex just dipping down unusually far enough south so we get into this unusually cool weather.
And do you expect this to happen again before the summer is over, or is this just one of these singular events?
I think in the next couple of weeks there's another chance for it to come down late in July, another chance for the jet stream to dip down. And a lot of it could have been from that Typhoon Neogori that moved into Alaska, produced a big, strong, upper-level low-pressure system, and that enhanced that S-like pattern, and that helped bring down the cool air. Because this time of year, there's still ice along the North Pole, so it's still cool up there. And some of that cooler air is coming down here, but we'll be spared it in New York. But it'll be nice, refreshing breezes on Thursday.
It will be. I'll say I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts, because when it gets hot, it'll be hot again. All right. Thank you so much, George Wright.
Sure.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Thanks
you,
for
too.
coming
Thank
on.
you.